Hi guys, Evette Rose here, and welcome here to Codependency Recovery, where we're going to be looking at how to overcome codependency. And this is something that I myself also struggled with for a very long time. And it was a lot of hard work to move through this process. And from my own teachings and learnings, I'm going to share with you the powerful points that worked for me, and also that I noticed worked for other people as well who are stuck in codependency patterns. This is something that can become a lifelong pattern if we don't break it. And codependency tends to stem from a deep sense of low self-esteem. Now, why and how did that low self-esteem become established within us? Normally, it's because of our past, because of unhealthy and toxic and negative feedback from relationships and also from our environment. And that relationship environment, and the feedback often becomes our false truth. So there's a lot of illusions and delusions to start to break through and to start to reestablish a powerful and strong relationship and sense of self-love with ourselves as well, because our focus has been shifted so far away from us that we start to lose our sense of self. We lose ourselves in relationships and also in our responsibilities towards others, because all that people who struggle with codependency want is just love. It is to feel safe, and it is to have love in their life and also acceptance. However, if we're constantly going to be looking for this outside of ourselves, that means that our power is not within us. Our power and sense of empowerment lies in the hands of other people, which means that it's always going to fluctuate and never be stable. We're never going to have that safety and security, but what is what we really truly want. Why? Because people and circumstances can change in the blink of an eye. And when it changes, it takes that sense of empowerment and safety and stability with them, leaving you back at square one, feeling unsafe, feeling vulnerable, and feeling a deep need and a desire again to please people, to sacrifice your boundaries, to sacrifice your values, your beliefs, and your sense of self, and to sacrifice the things that were once important to you. And what is now important to us is what's important to another person. You see, so this is a very toxic and negative cycle that will continue to shift and change as long as our sense of empowerment is outside of us. How do we find that? That is exactly what I'm going to be diving in all these powerful 5 modules in this course here with you. We're going to be diving gulf deep into reestablishing and finding your sense of self, how to really truly get a connection back to your identity. I'm going to be talking to you a lot about also my experiences with codependency, knowing and understanding really what is codependency, like what does it really truly look like, what are the signs and often the root causes of this as well, and the impact of codependency as well, not just mental and psychological, but there's a physical impact that codependency can actually have on our body and also on our health, and also learning and understanding how to break these cycles, how to call our power and our energy back, how to reestablish our boundaries and our ability and our sense of communication, right? And then also, because at the end of the day, narcissists and codependent individuals tend to actually attract one another. So we have a bit of a dash of narcissism that can also be coming in here that we can start to dive into and to break these chains of reactions, right? And then we're going to be looking at the loss of self. How do we reclaim our sense of identity? How do we reclaim our boundaries, our communication, our self-worth, which is the most important part as well? Because when a person is codependent, we become enmeshed with someone else. It's almost like we lose that fine line of where we stop and where we start, and where the other person stops and starts. So we're going to be drawing lines there, very clear lines, that you can start to live a very structured and emotionally fulfilling life. And then we're also going to be healing a lot of boundary challenges, because setting boundaries as a codependent is like throwing a cat in water, right? The codependents have a big fear of setting boundaries because of the potential loss or consequences that can stem as a result of that. But boundaries is also a mirror reflection of our self-love and our self self-respect. And often these two elements are deeply suppressed in people who have become codependent. And then we're also going to dive tremendously deep into detaching in a healthy way from codependent relationships and people and dynamics and behavioral patterns as well. So module 5 is almost like a complete life overhaul, and I am so excited to be diving into this here with you guys. So guys, if this is you, or if you know someone that you love that is challenged with this, listen, let me tell you, this is going to be exceptionally powerful and life-changing. And if you're open and you are willing, then this is for you. See you on the other side.